Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing an EGIKWmFrG456 456 along with BlackJackDavie's little collection things with Def_K, BlackJackDavie, and Keith. So opening pack, I like Hewer here. Pickler, maybe the Naturalist has lots of fields to win the Pickler points. Hill Cultivator Pickler is a thing, but I mean, Hewer is just a very, very strong card. What am I getting back? Probably Hill Cultivator gets taken. I would guess someone takes Naturalist if there's any combos out there. So I'm looking at like maybe Pickler, Burger Flipper, Tavern Keeper. And I'm not that excited to play Pickler myself with Hewer, I don't think. Ooh, businesswoman. Hello. Hello. I like businesswoman here. I don't dislike water carrier as well. Thinking about like building the well like silly early. But yeah, I like businesswoman a ton here. And the rest of these cards are not even really that good. I mean, Parvenu's okay, but rest of the hand is not really that strong. So. Businesswoman can do that thing where it can immediately play high occupation prerequisite cards that have a strong impact, or it lets you do two things at once where one thing is conditional on the other. There's a couple, like you play ceramics in the pottery right away, for example, unexpectedly. Businesswoman is just very solid. And sometimes you just need it because the major minor space is blocked. It's worth paying a food to get the action that you need. BlackJackDavie says they both have the Mars boards, so that's what they are. So, manual labor can be cute with Hewer because you can take no resources and get 2 stone. Beekeeper's fine. I'm not sure how good Coal Deliveryman is. I guess it's flexible. I mean, getting 3 wood, 3 clay is okay. Coal Deliveryman is pretty similar to, well, it's a more flexible but also slower resource deliveryman or whatever one it's called. I don't dislike manual labor here. Granter's okay. Beekeepers, Beekeeper's beekeeper. It's not exciting. I think that I want to build the pottery. Maybe Coal Deliveryman's a bit better because of that. I do like manual labor. And maybe I'm a bit lower on the Reedstone food space because of my Hewer. I just don't need it so much. I do like manual labor, but I think Granter is very solid as well. Maybe I just take Granter. The thing is, I like Granter better when you're kind of spamming Ox and you play it to feed in round 7 or 9. And this doesn't seem likely that I'm going to get to 5 Ox in round 9. This seems like a This seems like a nourished start. You like Granter? Deliveryman, Coal Investor. I think Granter is solid. And the nice thing about Granter is that if I'm feeding off of like the well and incidental majors, then Granter helps that go a lot longer. Yeah, I guess with Hewer, if let's say, so I think one of the things I do sometimes is I screw myself with Hewer by not wanting to play an Ock before Hewer. So let's say Beekeeper and Coal Deliveryman both want to come before Hewer, and I don't want to do that. Same with Manual Laborer. If Hewer is going to be my first stock, that sets me up for Pretty good early game. Play some Nair. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I get to 5 ox with this game, but I mean, if Granter's 5 food, it's not terrible as my 4th occupation. The other thing that's really fun is if I can pick up like homework or something. Businesswoman plays homework, plays another 2 ox. One of them's Granter. And then you do a whole bunch at once and actually come ahead in food. Come out ahead in food. Wow. I like botanist quite a bit, but this has got to be commercial baker here, right? I really hate this Granter pick. Yeah, it seems unlikely I'm going to want to take stone too many times with Hewer here. And Land Agent's not bad as well. Land Agent's not bad, but I think Commercial Baker is substantially better than Land Agent. So, um, do I want to risk Pastor here? Pastor into double build, set up my Commercial Baker in the early game. If I had something really food intense to spend, like if I got a grotto or something, I think that would be a pretty good line. Animal Buyer, I'm generally pretty low on Animal Buyer, but Commercial Baker can definitely support Animal Buyer. I don't want Tavern Keeper, not with Commercial Baker. A huge part of the benefit of Tavern Keeper is the grain, and if you have other sources of grain, that's better. I could speculate on Naturalist. I didn't see any extra plows in the Ox, so it would be entirely dependent on getting miners. I'm going to take Pastor here. I think Pastor's the card with the highest upside in the event that I play it. Take Parvenu. The other three are pretty unplayable. Yeah, I could take Deliveryman. Manual labor is meh, but with cold Deliveryman now we're talking. Now we're looking at the spam. Now we're looking at the occupation spam. Now we're looking at occupation spam. Oh, hello, Axe. Parchment also. Yeah. So I think the line now is Parvenu to get to double my amount of read. Play Pastor first, then Parvenu after to double the amount of read. I use Cold Deliveryman. It can either get me wood for rooms or it can get me the stone if Hewer is underperforming. But yeah, this looks like quite a good axe here. And my goal is not to build a wood room at full cost at all. Speculative Pastor or Animal Buyer both seem fine. No love for Astronomer. I mean, you can always speculate on Astronomer. It's fun, but the other thing is, like I think I like Astronomer better if I have a reason to take the plow and field space. And I'm really hoping that I don't have to take the plow and field space. Not that many times, right? Just because Astronomer, like, in order to actually activate Astronomer, you need to want the actions in the middle of the board. Bone Tools. For each animal you convert to food, add a stone to this card. When there are 3 on this card, move 1 to your supply, return the other 2, and then receive 1. Okay, so for every 3 animals you eat, you get a stone and a food. Okay. This is you know what? This is a card for Pain to break, actually. If he needs what is it, like 80,000 stone, this is a way to get 80,000 stone. um yeah, I'll probably just take Goose Pond, right? Don't see a reason to take anything else here. Rock Pyramid's fun, but this is just Fruit Tree, right? If there's not anything really good, take the thing with that's free with a point and some food. Oh, hello, Stonehouse Extension. I don't think I need Rooster. Um, I mean, it would be nice to Cold Deliveryman round one, but I don't usually want to play Rooster for Cold Deliveryman round one. Most of the time, I want to play Rooster if I need Reedstone food. Or I need Cheap Hawk. I don't need Cheap Hawk. Expensive Hawk is fine. Crab Traps. Could have a very unfortunate picture here for crab traps. When you have exactly 0 food after the harvest, you get a food and a building resource. It's not bad. It's hard to manipulate my food when I'm getting 1 per round, though. And Grancher gives me a ton at once, so it doesn't seem like it's good for me. I mean, I could take Rooster just to take it out of the game. I mean, Commercial Baker into... The other thing is Commercial Baker into 3 grain is about as good of a round 1 as it gets. But I'm not going to be baking those grain for a long time, so I don't actually feel like any pressure to get Commercial Baker out. So I'll just take Corn on the Cob here. Yes. Very astute, Turambar. As usual. I actually love renovation materials here. Normally I really like Meadow. Or sorry, normally I really like storybooks. I actually love renovation materials here. I think there's no guarantee that I build a cooking hearth this game. So a lot of the value of storybooks in a nerd game is the 4 food from a cattle that you can get. And getting to stone is one of the things that might be challenging. And it saves me 2 clay. I actually love renovation materials here. The only issue is I am kind of demanding that I need 3 ox before I get into the family growth queue, but I mean, if I don't play 3 ox before getting into the family growth queue, what am I even doing? Something will be wrong if that's not the case. This is a Shepherd's Crook farm. 3 rooms, 2 fields, 2 Shepherd's Crook pastures. Is that good enough to win here? If I had a miner to sow on, I would like it a lot better, but it's not like there's really anything else here. Like, Cookpot is fine, but again, there's no guarantee I'm building a cooking hearth. This might be a Shepherd's Crook hand. Cherry Orchard is meh. Rock Pyramid still here? I'm amazed no one went after the Rock Pyramid with Stonehouse Extension in the game. I'm quite surprised by that. Ox Skull is actually better than normal with the Shepherd's Crook layout, just because you can actually, like... yeah. But I mean, if you have 2 8-space pastures, you really do not need the 9th. So, I'll just take Crib here. Maybe I play it, maybe I don't. Round 14, Rooster, Galaxy Brain play. I was going to say that round 13 star player Rooster is the Galaxy Brain play. I feel like it's like playing Rooster before round 1. Well, so okay, so the meme is something like playing Rooster before round 1 when you're 3rd or 4th player, playing Rooster when you're 2nd player, playing Rooster in round 14, and then playing the Super Galaxy Brain is playing Rooster when you already start player before round 1. I think that's the Super Galaxy Brain play. This could be quite a good parvenu. I wish I had something to get myself into the family growth queue. Like, I would even like delay my rooms a little bit to get like sleeping corner out or something. Playing Rooster when you already start player in round 1. See, I think that's better. I think that's not as bad. I think playing a free point that you're reasonably certain you'll get in 14 is not as bad as playing it when you're in the 2 seat. I think when you're in the 2 seat, playing Rooster is just really bad. Plus, it makes people very unhappy. It just makes people really unhappy. Commercial bake, right? Because my second action blows here. I feel like we often do not see Def play round 1 occupation with his first move, especially not something like Hut Builder. I'm reasonably surprised by that. I think this is pretty uncommon. So what does it mean that maybe Def has like a high Occ prerequisite card? But even then, you would play something that has an effect before Hut Builder. He's also calling his shot on Reno. Yeah. No. No, I think I used to like when I was. I think when you're new at the game, then Eris is really hard because you just don't know the sequence of actions that you have to do. But once you're more experienced, then you're like, okay, this is what I actually have to do to get the Eris points. I remember I really struggling with Eris in like 2010. Well, probably not. We were probably playtesting it in 2010, yeah. Maybe 2011. WM came out in 2011. Yeah, so probably 2010, 2011. I remember really struggling with Eris. Being like, why do people say this is good? But then I'd lose to it. That's the other thing. I'd lose to it. I'd lose to it because someone would jump me in the family growth queue with Eris, and I'd be like, I have to draft that card. There's no way I wheel Ock here, right? Unfortunately. I'm probably playing start player corn on the cob, second move. So what is it? 4, 2, 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's my plan with coal delivery men? Probably the first two become wood and clay because of my axe. Pretty much my first two stages are entirely about setting up um, triple building with axe. I don't love start player here because I hate playing Cure in 3 and then having the 5th action because it just gives people so much time after you to mess you up. But The board is kind of gross, so. Maybe the first one has to become a stone? No, I'm getting a stone out of Hewer. If I'm not getting a stone out of Hewer by then, something has gone very wrong. W clay should usually be better than one stone. Yeah, especially in a draft where I have Hewer, right? I think the most interesting question here is, do I get to play Pastor in 6 before Parvenu in 7? And can I feed if I do that? Maybe I don't play Pastor. I don't have to play Pastor. There's no obligation to play Pastor. Grantor is a feeding engine. It is a feeding opportunity, I would say, Turambar. I would not say that it's an engine. Take Reedstone food here. Start getting Reed. Normally I like taking 3 clay there, but the fireplace is already built. There's a reasonable chance that the clay does not get taken in 4 and it goes to 5. So if there's a 4 wood action, I snap that. Otherwise, I take Reedstone food. Well, 4 wood or 3 wood, and then Reedstone food probably. BlackJackDavie, first occupation, beekeeper, with 2 fields already. So not evening prayer. Is he doing something with field doctor maybe? There are different types of engine. Grantor's like a space shuttle main engine. Yeah. Fires wants to shoot you into the stars. That's right. Yeah, and then it doesn't do anything after that, and costs millions of dollars. That's good, Murska. I like that. I really like that analogy. So I've been thinking about what compare and contrast BGA versus Play-agricola, and I think and boîte à jeu, and I think like EIK is like a knife fight always, and like maybe someone gets a really good knife in the draft or the deal, and their knife is a lot longer or like sharper or whatever, but like it's pretty much always a knife fight, and so then it's mostly comes down to your skill, but playing like G456 on Play-agricola is like sometimes it's a knife fight, but sometimes you like both have bazookas and you just shoot bazookas at each other. And I think I do enjoy that variety. I think I like that variety. 2 reed or 3 wood here. If I think Pastor is going off, maybe 3 wood, but 2 reed is also good. Let's take 2 reed, not count on Pastor. Yeah, and sometimes sometimes when you're playing G8, somebody has an aircraft carrier and the other person has a knife, and that sucks. But sometimes it's fun to shoot aircraft carriers at each other. Yes, you did. Yeah. You are right, because it's not 4 spaces apart right now, Turambar. BlackJackDavie, hobby farmer. So does he have a vegetable payoff? I did not see hobby farmer. Did he first pick gluten-free baker, maybe? I would be happy if he first picked gluten-free baker. I always enjoy seeing that. Keith should be start playing into 6 wood here, but it's possible he takes the 4 clay. I would imagine, though, he start player into 6 wood, right? Imported cattle. Each feeding phase, you may either place 1 food on the fishing space from your supply and add 1 cow to this card, or move a cow from this card to your farm. So the idea is you pay the fishing space to put a cow on here, and then the next feeding phase you can get a cow. Seems good. I get FS Hewer here. I'm going to play Parvenu here, right? Parvenu into start player Axe. And then I pick up wood clay at the start of 6. And I've telegraphed Axe here. Oh no, I can't double build because Axe costs a wood. I mean, I can't triple build. I could double build, but I can't triple build. Ooh, I don't really want to start player. I don't want to protect Death's growth. So yeah, 4 clay or Reedstone food or even a wood action seem nice. Yeah, all I really need to do is just beat Keith to building or Death to building his second room. So Death first picked Hut Builder, so I know he's not holding Farm Steward. He might have like a clay hut extension or something. Keith's gonna fence 7 here. Fence 7 into taking the 5 sheep next round. He also didn't announce, I don't think he actually announced his feeding or anything. Should probably have announced the imported cattle thing. But he did put a food on the board. So yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, so Keith could have Benefactor or something. Keith having Benefactor would be pretty bad for me. Take the 4 clay here, so that I'm ready to stone oven and or clay oven. Wouldn't it be insane for Keith to have Benefactor? Oh yeah, you're right. 4 pastures. Yep, you are right, HAKLJ. And he can't actually build them until... You're right. He can't actually Benefact until 14. You're right. You're right. You're right. Sometimes the thing about playing online is that you don't have stuff on the board. Like, you forget, and I've done this, where when you're not actually mechanically putting stuff out on the board, you forget that, oh, hey, it's not in my supply, for example. Turn bar. I think a lot of new players would start player Axe here, but I'm right that it is wrong. You start player for Def. Yeah, so start playing for Def is bad, and I can't triple build. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yes, and that's definitely a frustration that I've experienced a lot. Turn bar, I think, where I think people have overvalued getting a miner out in stage 2, and it has a very significant impact on the on the game, especially on the family growth queue. It's just rare that you're certain enough that it's correct to be correct. If you're very certain that messing up one player is good for you, like, okay, if we sub def for, well, we don't have to sub def for anyone. If I think I can screw over def and help BlackJackDavie or Keith and help myself, it's probably a good value move for me. Second action, I like Clay Oven. I like Granter. I like Axe. I think most of the time I want to play Axe into build in 7. Or Axe into not build if it's not forced into build in 8. I'm trying to punt the build as long as I can, right? Now if Keith takes 2 read here, I have to start player Axe into build to grow in 8. But if Keith doesn't take the read, isn't start player first move good? Maybe you force BlackJackDavie to waste a stable block. Um, no, I don't think it's good. HIKLJ. I don't think start player first move is good there. Um, 4 wood is just a good action. I think not taking 4 wood is often going to be worse than taking 4 wood. Whoops. I get FS Hewer here. Whoops. This is right. I think I'm right here. Why don't I have the smileys anymore? I must have changed some setting inadvertently. Did the smileys get turned off? Oh, the smileys got turned off. There we go. They're back. Yeah, I think start player, and the other thing about start player there is it gives everyone. So the other thing to think about is there's some value to the players not knowing it's axe. I think my parvenu telegraphed axe, but there's some value to people not being sure that that's the case. Um, Because once I play axe, then I'm pretty much locked into a wood action with my second move. Yeah, I just I don't think it's a good sequence. And I think BlackJackDavie, if BlackJackDavie and Def were reversed, maybe forcing Def to do the stable block in reverse is better, as like a meta consideration. But I mean, Def's got a great start, right? He's got the Cooking Her storybooks. He's gonna grow a bunch of times. Possibility for double Shepherd's Crook. Yes, thank you. I forgot about that. Yes, I totally forgot about Shepherd's Crook. Good call, Turnbar. Keith has Parchment. Fun. Fun. All right. I guess I have to wait 3 more minutes. I also like doing non-accumulating actions in this round because the board is just not that good. Like 3 wood's fine, 4 clay's okay, but obviously I don't want to be the one to take 4 clay. Probably I trigger Hewer next round. So that's good. Is there an Oct that would let Keith grow here? I don't think so. Like, Knoom doesn't do it because he would have to pay the sheep to play it. I do not remember Fast Like Tree being so friendly. They've been super friendly. Thought they were an alt, but I don't remember if they actually are. Total speculation by me. I have no idea. What does Fast Like Tree even mean? It's a joke. Oh, I wanted to start player in. Oh well. Not playing crib here. I've got a good amount of food. I don't need to play crib. Was it better businesswoman instead of clay oven, thereby getting a goose pond as well as fruit tree? The thing is, I triple built right, and I may have to start player for one of those growths, so I run out of miners to play really quickly if I do that. I like, and the other thing is to think about like maybe I need to start player in 13. I'm just gonna run out of miners. Like playing any miners with businesswoman is just gonna suck all my miners out of the game when I have the intention of playing family growth 3 times with family growth with room 3 times. So like yes, it's slightly better value to get the fruit tree out 1 round earlier, but I think it's better to hold my businesswoman to build some majors if needed. Keith did not start player. I'm just gonna start player then. I kind of hate this start player, but I want to keep growing, and I know Def's going to get into the family growth queue again really soon, so pretty sure I just start player Goose Pond here. That's another excellent reason not to have businesswoman. 3 grain here with the idea of taking stone oven next round. If I'm gonna, I think I might stone oven, but I probably just bake 1 grain. So yeah, I think Keith's first action building into not start player. Um, I don't. I think if you're gonna first move start player, it's got to be or first move build. You have to be doing it with the intention of taking start player. I mean, I guess it's possible that I don't start player, but yeah. And in terms of do I want to take 3 grain to really bake nicely with the stone oven? No, I'm okay with just baking 1. It's gonna keep me fed for a decent amount of time with all the food I have on the board. I'm not worried about and I'm growing to 4. I have no problems with doing the so bake action space. So yeah, I like building the stone oven here a lot and just baking 1 grain. I think it's fine. Getting to grow with stone oven feels super gross here. I've had an excellent start. This has been a really, really excellent start. Now, to be fair, if 3 clay gets taken, no stone oven. So, we're presuming that 3 clay goes untaken, which is likely reasonable. I mean, Def's gonna botanist before he takes 3 clay, right? But there's maybe a world where Def takes 3 clay because then he gets to first move 3 stone into the stone oven, right? So I think if Def really wanted the stone oven, him taking the 3 clay there was a reasonable move. Yeah, Commercial Baker, good card, and this is part of why. Keith plays Walrus Hunter with Parchment. Def gets 6 wood, so 6 wood obviously very good for Def, but getting to 4 family members here is really nice. And I've got 11 food. I'm in a good spot. I need wood and I need plows. Other than that, I don't need too much more. Wood, plows, and stone. I need a bunch of stone. Probably I'm not doing a double shepherd's crook pasture just because if there's not 3 wood and there's not a good stone action, I'm just gonna end up plowing a bunch of times. That's gonna be the best way for me to get points. Speaking of which, yeah, just not a lot for me here. Reedstone Food is fine. Reedstone Food third action is totally fine. 4 clay. I'd be happy to take 4 clay. Make sure that Cure triggers next round. Def did it for me. No problem. I am okay with that. And then what I can do is I can plan to take 2 clay and 11. And normally 2 clay would be a bad move, except I only need 1 more clay for my reno materials. Downside is I can't build the pottery or the fireplace or cooking hearth with that, but that's fine. This also, I should also call out, this might be a game where if Def was sitting after Keith, our situations are kind of reversed. Like, I'm doing extremely well. Def is doing well. Def is doing very well. He's got 13 wood already. You know, he's got a line to his fourth growth. Def is doing well. But I do think I am in a better spot here. And I think this might be a case where, you know, if Def was sitting after Keith, he'd be in a better spot than me, right? Because definitely, you know, probably was not supposed to get fourth pick Commercial Baker, right? When you see Walrus Hunter and Burger Flipper hit the table, probably was not supposed to get fourth pick Commercial Baker. Three grain or Reedstone Food here. Reedstone Food, I guess. Feed 7. And Keith also is not growing next round. I can grow a third time in a row. If Def or BlackJackDavie don't start player. I think one of them likely does just to slow me down. I think it's probably a good move for one of them to do so. But Def takes the boar. I guess if Def start players, he risks me start playering to grow in 11. Whereas if we stay like this, he can first move start player next round. Nobody taking the start player is really good for me. Man, I hope BlackJackDavie has gluten-free baker. 2 vegetable fields down. I really hope he has gluten-free baker. And I will play Shepherd's Crook here. Because this is likely a wood for 2 sheep. Because probably I'm fencing 13. Probably now what I'm looking to do is fence 13, 1 big pasture, 2 small ones, and have 4 total fields. Or I can partial fence. I can fence 8 or fence 11 with 1 pasture that triggers Shepherd's Crook. This is the guy who bought both ovens. Can never have enough ovens. Never ever. And Def is going to start player to grow next round. Yeah, so Keith... So... I don't know if Keith has always played like this, but I feel like Keith and maybe Payne have just totally refused to... Not Payne so much, but I feel like they've just totally refused to get in the... Like, to do the... To grow. Really. Just totally refused to grow. Hatchet expert. 6 wood. Whenever you use a take 1 grain, vegetable, or take 1 boar spaces, you get a wood. Which of those 3 actions does he want? I guess he figures he needs 1 of each of them. He needs a grain and a vegetable either way. Maybe. But like you're never taking boar with this walrus hunter, right? Not when you can get 2 animals at once. I hope he has some. I hope he has some animal payoff. I hope he's got like zoo director or champion breeder or something. Yeah, but you have to imagine if it was champion breeder, it would have come out last round, right? You have to imagine if he had champion breeder, he would have played it last round for an extra point. I think all we saw was Meadow. Yeah, so Meadow was in the draft, but Meadow, I don't think he could have got Meadow late because I saw it twice. I saw Meadow twice, right? Botanist. I mean, Def has Botanist. It's in play. Are you even watching Rylocran? Forward. Easy. Easy forward. Yeah. So I definitely want a 3 grain at some point. Play Granter. I mean, Granter is comparable to a bake action. So considering how many moves I have, like probably I'm just trying to sow bake. Take a vegetable with my last move and try to sow bake next round. So yeah, 3 wood vegetable as my last 2 moves. Probably take a cattle, take 1 cattle. Not that it really, like, yeah, take 1 cattle's not really something. Yeah, no, I don't really have to do that. Because Depp has easy access to cattle with his storybooks. But, you know what? Actually, Depp is going to want to take a cattle to breed them. Because he's going to fence next round. He renos here, right? He renos here, and then family growth fence 1 cattle next round. Most likely. I guess the other thing to think is like it. So I opened Naturalist and I wheeled it. So the other thing I was thinking about is like, does Keith have like heavy plow Naturalist? But no, he didn't. He didn't get a chance to take Naturalist the second time around. The pack was done by then. Take 3 grain here. Forest Pasture is nice here for Def. So that's his first pick minor. I did not pass Forest Pasture. I really hope BlackJackDavie has some vegetable card. Hopefully it's gluten-free baker. Like, I can't think of how many ox do you first pick that pay you off this heavily for hobby farmer and pickler, right? That's why I think it might be gluten-free baker. Hey Google, what's the temperature?
The current temperature in Waterloo is 26 degrees.
It's still pretty hot. So yeah, one more Reedstone food action. And then I'm trying to get 2 stone out of Hewer. One in 11, one in 13. Or one here. One here and in 13. Because 4 or 6 clay will get taken. For sure. Def start player artichoke field. Yeah, so he's going to collect a boar with his storybooks and breed the boar in his boar thing, presumably. And eat a vegetable. That's what I assume he's doing. Partial fence is pretty good this round. Partial fence 2 boar. I have enough food, right? That means not sowing the vegetable. That's okay, right? Sowing the vegetable here and taking one more vegetable are very comparable, and I have 5 actions already. This Reedstone food action didn't have to come here. It could have come in the future, I suppose. Oh, it doesn't have to eat the vegetable because he got a food from Botanist. Yeah, it makes sense. 2 clay good here. Oh, I'm going to take 2 clay. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. But I'll wait until my last action. I don't need to show them it yet. Carrot Harvester. Okay. That's something for sure. I wonder if it's noble. Could definitely be noble here for BlackJackDavie. So all 3 of my moves come at once. Ooh, if I fence 8, if I fence 9 here, I'm not getting the sheep. Yeah, fencing 9 here, I don't get the sheep. So fence 11? Yeah, fence 11 and take animals next round. Yeah, and just not so here. That's fine. I like second move start player here. I'd probably do a plow action ahead of start player. The downside of start player is that I'm giving Def family growth without room, which I do not love, especially when he's got storybooks here. But yeah, can I let the board go around? Probably the cattle are getting taken. But can I let the board go around? Like Def might take the two cattle, keep one of them, and eat another. So I have four more food on the board. I need 20 food the rest of the way. Assume that I'm not playing Businesswoman. So 20 food the rest of the way. Grantor gets net 7. No. Yes, Grantor gets net 7. And then baking 2 grain. That's all the feeding I need the rest of the way. If I don't play Grantor, I could bake 3. Is that right? I'm at 5. Bake 3 would not be enough. I need another 2, but I'm assuming I get at least one Hewer proc. I probably get Hewer in 12 and 13. Actually, no. BlackJackDavie might take 4 clay in 13 if he wants to eat a clay. Oh, Keith took start player. That's good for me. Yeah, both the animals are still there, so I'll plow here with the hope that I wheel one of those two things. BlackJackDavie has Fence Dealer. Okay. Maybe I could plow sow and not take sow bake this stage, maybe. Yeah. Thing is, I kind of like start player Reno materials next round, turn bar. So if I'm gonna start player Reno materials, I'm gonna plow sow in 14 as well. We'll see. Flag in here. I mean, most likely Def is gonna third action start player. That's Def's modus operandi. Wow, I wheeled the cattle. Awesome. Awesome. And the other thing is, I know Like BlackJackDavie might sow with this last action here, right? Because BlackJackDavie definitely cannot risk his crops not getting in the ground. So I think I try for sow bake next round. I think I start player window materials and try for sow bake next round. Assuming BlackJackDavie sows here. And then I maybe take 3 clay. Yeah, I take 3 grain or... he fenced. Excellent. Okay, so I get sow bake this round. So I probably just take 3 grain. Most likely. Or do I take another vegetable here? Take another vegetable because it's 2 points? I mean, I can do both. I don't have to pick one or the other. I can vegetable... Wouldn't mind getting a bit more wood as well. I think I'll take vegetable for now. Yeah, getting a bit more wood so that I could actually hold a boar is appealing. And to accommodate the 4th cattle as well. I'm hoping to wheel a plow action here. BlackJackDavie or Def will almost certainly plow sow. Maybe Def's not that interested in plow. I mean, he wants his second field. He knows he can get a second field next round. Does Def fence here? Is fencing pressured for Def? Like, because Def could kind of get screwed by me fencing second action. I could fence 2 second action. So I wonder if Def needs to fence here. And then BlackJackDavie plow sows. And then it's up to Keith whether he's trying to plow 1 field 2 times. Def's gonna plow. Okay. I mean, I would prefer to plow than fence. Blocking Def is kind of appealing, but fencing would be, or plowing. Plowing makes my plow sow action a lot better. BlackJackDavie says no one can sow bake. Correct. How does Def get screwed by fencing? Just that he has to worry about, like, he might have to first action fence in 14, HIKLJ. And also the fact that, like, to win in this game, he probably needs the points from fencing. Like, he needs the points from breeding animals this harvest, most likely. Maybe not. Maybe the forest pasture is giving him enough that he doesn't. Maybe. Just thinking that usually it's better if you fence earlier. Plow's taken, eh? So then I can 2 stone or reed stone food here, just to make sure that I can reno last action if needed. But I kind of like fencing. I kind of like fence 2 here. Because it keeps Def off of taking 2 sheep. And it makes him have to worry about fence in the last round. The way this backfires is if I don't trigger Hewer and Def takes stone and Keith takes stone. But that seems unlikely. Yeah, because if Def doesn't take a cattle here, right, and there's 2 cattle in 14, well, Def can't first move take the cattle because he can't hold them, right? Ooh, BlackJackDavie takes 4 clay. I expected that. That he was likely going to want one more. Keith is going to Renault BMW. I don't know if he does it with this move, but he wants to at some point. He also wants to really increase his animal capacity because he actually has too many animals for his organic farmer. So Keith has done the thing where you think you're doing an animals game, but then you draft organic farmer. Organic farmer is like a minimalist animals game. Like I think with organic farmer, you really want you want a plan to end with somewhere between like 3 and 5 animals. Whereas Keith obviously had plans for a ton of animals with Flipper, Walrus Hunter. So I could take 2 clay as a 1-point move. 2 clay to let myself reno and build the fireplace, because Def will most likely reno fence first move. So if Def reno fences first move, then I can do that. But there's kind of no pressure on that action. Certainly I'm taking 3 grain with one of my 2 moves. The question is just what's the other thing? Is it 1 boar here? So the boar is probably not getting past BlackJackDavie, right? If there's a Parabor, that's 3 points for him. Although he would like family growth without room as well. I'll take 1 boar, sure. 1 boar and then 3 sheep. Or sorry, 3 grain. Keith had meadow. What's the max possible organic farmer? Ooh, that's a good question. So probably if you were doing that, the max possible has to include something like not collar and chain, but the other one that lets you hold, or you just build 2 stables, and then yeah, how do you max collar and chain? That's a great question, HIKLJ. We'll have to think about that one. Def playing Profit here. So Profit lets him first action take the 2 boar, or the 2 cattle. So I could block the cattle here. Just purely to keep Def from getting a... It's not a point for me, but it would be a negative point for... It would take a point away from Def. And it would give me a 1-point action that takes away 2 points from him next round if he doesn't do it with his first move. I mean, I know he doesn't have Constable. No, I have to do the 3 grain. The 3 grain, not taking 3 grain gives up way too many points. So I feel bad about the fence given that Def had Profit, but that's okay. So Def takes the 2 cattle. BlackJackDavie, family growths. Keith does... Do not know what Keith is going to do. I wheel... sheep is a point. Ooh, death takes family growth. Interesting. Oh, he gets a cattle from family growth, of course, with storybooks. Yeah. He gets a cattle from storybooks. 3 cattle should be. Oh, that's a good point. That is the way I normally lay out my farm. HIKLJ, you're right. And it is polite to have them laid out nicely to make sure that you don't make any mistakes with regards to that. I mean, I could take 6 wood. Okay, I cannot take 6 wood. I could take 4 wood. I was thinking that it makes my reno fence action a bit better, but I could just do a take clay and do an improvement. The nice thing about the 4 wood is that I do reno fence and then I'd have a 1 stable action. But Keith is going to build 2 stables, it looks like. Probably just plow for now. No, I mean, plow is not contested. Def can't use it. BlackJackDavie doesn't want a 6 field. Keith does not want a single field. If I take 4 wood here, I probably guarantee that Keith does not. Yeah, this probably guarantees that Keith... Well, maybe Keith does the 2 stable action? I don't know. I guess it's possible that he doesn't. Hard to predict what Keith will do here. Certainly I'm going to do a 3... okay, so with Def taking the wood... No, I mean, he's got joinery. Def's just got joinery. He's not doing anything special. I want BlackJackDavie to play Gluten-Free Baker here and then play another card that gives him a bake action. The problem is Gluten-Free Baker is only a 2-point move because I don't think the food matters for him. Maybe the food... Yeah, the food matters a little bit. Oh, he takes a 6 field. Okay. I'm surprised that's better than a boar or a sheep for him. I'm very surprised by that. So, does he have like Dairy Crier or something? Or a Yeoman Farmer? He's gonna last action Yeoman Farmer? Rooster hasn't come out yet. Clay Path for Def. Yeah, that's what I passed out. I think that was in my opening pile. But I only had eyes for the other thing. Yeah, I'm surprised that BlackJackDavie plowed over 1 sheep. I'm pretty surprised by that. I guess is it a net play against me if he thinks he's making himself closer to the winner that way? Maybe? This move totally dead? No, this move is 3 grain. Def had Rooster as well. He's got some nice points. He's got some really nice points. I do have a negative on my farm. Got better field score, better house score, better pasture score, better animal score because of his negative. No, he gets a cattle here. I'm dumb. Picks up a cattle. So then we have... No, we still beat him by 1 point on animals. Yeah, I should have this. Uh, 52, final. Game went quite well. Game went extremely well. The person sitting in front of me not trying to grow helps a lot. Yeah, especially when you triple build. Like, being third in the growth queue is pretty good if the person that's going to be fourth is not contesting growth at all, and you just get to grow repeatedly. Def was at a disadvantage given the seating position. Yeah, yeah, definitely. 52, 49, 43, 35. All right, guys. That's going to be all for me for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. I'll do a couple games tomorrow and Saturday. So probably starting around noonish Eastern, both days, I'm going to guess. Maybe a little earlier. Been pretty good with sleeping on time, so maybe a little earlier than that. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.